So I've seen some people posting about not being financially ready to start making their student loan payments. And I'm not talking about just not really being ready to make your student loan payments. Like, that's more so a mental thing. You have the money, you just don't want to do it. I get that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who pre-pause were struggling to make their student loan payments, or were not able to make their student loan payments because they did not have the finances, or people who have now have a decrease in income, and so they're not able to make their student loan payments. They don't have the same amount of money coming in that they did pre the pause. So we're going to talk about some things that the Biden administration has put into place to help you out with that. So what the Biden administration has provided is a 12-month ramp up on student loan payments. So basically what that means is between October 1st, 2023 and September 30th, 2024, you are able to not necessarily make your student loan payments, especially if you can't afford it, okay? This is all about if you can't afford it. This is not about if you just don't want to make your payment and you have the money to do so. If you miss a payment during this time frame, you will not be considered in default on your student loans or delinquent, and they won't report it to the credit bureau. So you won't see any effects on your credit for missing a student loan payment, which does help you out. But there are some things you really want to consider during this period. And like I said, if you don't have the funds right now, you need to figure out how to plan for making sure you have the funds once that time frame is up. But then also, if you're someone who is in a field that qualifies for student loan forgiveness, you're going to miss out on payments that count towards the student loan forgiveness. So during the pause, right, we didn't have any payments, and all of those payments counted. But at this point, if you're not making payments, then it's not going to count. So you have to consider that. You also have to consider the fact that interest is still accruing. And so with interest accruing, that is going to, of course, increase your balance as we go. So that's something else. And I get it. If you don't have it at the moment, you don't have it. But what you do need to do is start putting some things in play to figure out how to be able to afford your student loan payment. If you haven't reached out to your servicer, definitely reach out to your servicer because they do have the income-based repayment plans. If you are I'm not going to say necessarily low income, because it depends on your family size and the amount of money you make, but you could possibly qualify for the SAVE plan. You just don't want to be in the position where you are not doing anything, right? There's a lot of people who didn't do anything previously and didn't have these actual options available, that you were in default. And you've come out of default due to the pause. And I want you to stay out of default. So there are options available for you. You just have to look into them and actually take some action to contact your servicer, see what you qualify for, see if you can get something that is more in your price range. There's literally people out there with like a $0 payment. So you really don't have an excuse to at least take some action. Now, whether or not your servicer is good and, all of that, that's a whole nother thing. And if you're looking for a way to create a plan where you can manage your student loan payments and achieve any other financial goals you're looking to achieve, then go ahead and click this video here where you could check out my budgeting series.